And so what we can think of a Lambda is it's a serverless compute kind of thing. So whenever it's a compute engine, I mean, whenever we want to compute something, meaning if you want to run, if you are willing to run some code and you don't want to worry about the infrastructure, so you don't want to worry about the CPU, I mean the installation, the hardware, but you want to execute your code, be it in Python, Node.js, Java, Ruby, be it in any language. You just have your code. I mean the focus, the sole focus of yours should be on the code and need not worry about the infrastructure. So that is where Lambda comes into picture. And the first major point is it's completely serverless, right? And you got this point, right? So you just want to execute some code, and uh, you have Lambda in place where you can write the code itself.
Okay.
Okay. And the second point is scalability. So what is scalability? As per your demand or the load that you are putting, it should be scaled automatically. That is scalability. So Lambda is highly scalable, okay, depending on the usage, and you would be getting the results like as if
Okay.
you are not even caring about the infrastructure. So but we have certain limitations, I'll tell you. So first thing is it's a serverless compute model, and you have your code, you run it there. Second thing is it is highly scalable, and the third thing is cost. So the major point here is the cost. So if you are, as we saw earlier, if you are going to procure something, and I mean, uh, where is this? In on-prem, you need all the systems, right? The CPUs, the processing units to run some code or to do some task. You need all the hardware, physical
Yeah.
hardware that you need to buy. But here in cloud, like you can rent, it's like a pay as you go model, right? So it's like a
Yeah.
rental basis. So here what happens is you only pay about how much time that your compute task took. Like for example, if you're running a code, and you only pay for how many seconds that code has been executed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what we can say is only costs for you know time taken to compute, or time taken to execute your code. Is this clear, this point?
Yeah.
So cost is very effective here. So no matter how much big code you have, you only pay for how much time it took to complete. That's it. So it would be in seconds. Okay, seconds or milliseconds, that depends, and you only pay for it. You're getting it. And there is no like sizes of your Lambda, so it's automatically scalable. Depending on the load, it will scale automatically. So these are the major points of a Lambda function, and we will see some disadvantages or limitations about it. So for example, okay, you have this symbol. So whenever you see this symbol in AWS, it's Lambda. So I'm just drawing that, uh, this symbol. You're seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Lambda. Like imagine whenever you see this Lambda in any of our coming flow diagrams, this is considered as a Lambda function.
Okay.
Okay, you wrap it up in a circle. Like this is how a Lambda is. And consider there are lot of users. Okay, lot of users who are requesting something, and that request is that is expected to be processed by this Lambda. Okay, for example, a lot of users want to trigger something. I mean, they want to connect to your compute, and say like whenever user enters his name, this Lambda code does a basic thing called hi the username. Like for example, if the username is Praneeth, whenever he invokes this Lambda, it should say hi Praneeth, hi Nivas.
Okay.
Similarly, like this is a basic code, like hi plus your username. This is also code, right? Compute code, small code, you deploy it on Lambda. So whenever there are lot of requests, concurrent requests, I hope you know what concurrent requests are like. Concurrent means they are requesting at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it? So by default, it would be 1000. So Lambda can handle 1000 number of concurrent requests, meaning
At a time.
at a time. And for each request it's all individual execution. So for first user there will be individual execution, individual executions, like what we can say isolated, or independent, how do we call, isolated executions. So what isolated executions means is user 1 does not know what user 2 is triggering, user 3 does not know what others are triggering. So what happens is, although your code is the same, you have your Lambda function, but whenever a certain request comes, it executes that particular instance separately. You got it? And for example, if the user 2 is invoking, that second code would be run separately. So these are independent instances of independent running instances, that you can say. Maybe it is a little confusing to you, but you will understand it. So you
Okay.
forget about instances. You just remember there would be one Lambda where you write your code. I mean, in your account, you can write any number of Lambdas, but we are talking about the basic first Lambda, very first Lambda, right? So whenever you write some Lambda and you then, you deploy it, it is readily available. I mean, it is ready for, users or someone to invoke. And whenever they invoke at the same time parallelly, they are called concurrent invocations. Okay, and maximum it supports of 1000. So it supports more than 1000 invocations. Like if there are more than and this can be reduced. I mean, this can be configured. If you want, you can make it as 2 at a time. You can make it as 100 at a time, etc. But not go beyond, you cannot go beyond 1000. Got it? So for example, you have set your concurrency to 2, meaning whenever 3 people are trying to access at the same time, only 2 of them would be, first given priority, 2 executions would be happening. And after these 2 are completed, the third one would be done separately in a separate next round.
Okay.
You got it clear till here,
Mhm.
or any doubt?
I mean, can you go through again on the whole concept, like from the beginning, Lambda?
Yeah, sure. So basically, Lambda, what Lambda says is, hey, don't worry about your infrastructure, or you don't have any CPU. Just come up, focus on your code, like be it in any language, Python or anything. Okay, just focus on your code, copy that code and paste it in a Lambda function. Just create a Lambda function, paste it there, click save, click on deploy. That's it.
Okay.
And now you can run your code. I mean, whenever you trigger this Lambda, your code would be executed that you have pasted into it.
Okay.
Clear till here?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so how do you trigger it? There could be multiple ways, we will go through them. And what whenever your Lambda function is triggered, your code would be executed. And by default there is a 1000 concurrency, meaning 1000 users or 1000 requests can trigger your Lambda, and this 1000 can run separately, like do the code that what you wrote.
Okay.
Then you can reduce it. I mean, we can even reduce the concurrency, like maximum is 1000.
Okay.
Okay. Clear till here, at least the idea, or I mean the basics of what Lambda is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just
Yeah,
got.
yeah. So one thing is 1000 concurrency. Second thing is max. This is an important thing. Max, there is a 15 minutes of limit.
Okay.
Okay. So now what max 15 minute means is, for example, you wrote a big code, very big code, which requires intense processing, intense big data thing, or it is taking more time. Okay, so the max a Lambda can run is about 15 minutes. So if it is going beyond 15 minutes, it gets terminated. Your execution would be terminated. So it won't support. Okay, and you can configure this like you can have it as 3 seconds, like 5 seconds, anything, but you cannot go beyond 15 you know
Okay.
minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, got you. So by default I guess it would be 3 seconds, but you can expand, I mean increase that to 15 minutes. Okay, and as I said, the cost would be based on the time taken. So for example, your execution or one request for one user, your Lambda code is executing for 10 minutes. So you will be billed for 10 minutes of your usage. So, but if your execution is completed within 3 seconds, you would be only billed for 3 seconds. This is very important, maximum 15 minutes. So whenever you feel that your processing would take like 1 hour or 2 hours, like a huge data or huge processing time, you should ignore the Lambda from your choice.
Okay.
So Lambda you can choose only in your architecture only if you feel that you need some small processing time and your job would be done only if you're confident enough, you need to implement Lambdas. But for the long running jobs, there is some other service called glue jobs, so we will be looking at it later.
Okay.
But Lambda is very important, so yeah. So mostly our jobs like small jobs like triggering a glue job, triggering something, doing something, basic things. Lambda is like heavily used in a day-to-day, data engineers activity or beat any cloud AWS engineer activity.
Okay.
Okay, clear till here?
Yeah.
Cost, max limitation, max concurrency. It's a completely serverless, highly scalable, meaning we don't have any size on the CPU size like i3, i5 you have in regular understanding, right? So
Yeah.
like no matter how complex the requirement is, it will be highly scalable, but there is a time limit. That's it.
Yeah. 15 minutes is the limit.
15
Okay.
minutes max. So once 15 minutes is crossed and your job is still running, it would be terminated automatically. So it's
Oh.
waste of time. That 15 minutes also you would be billed and your job will also be not fulfilled.
Okay.
Okay. So these are some main concepts of a Lambda function. What else? Am I missing anything? We talked about concurrency, limit. Yeah. So one thing that I missed is not missed. We would be seeing that now. One is how, as I said in our diagram, like we are seeing that users are invoking this, right? So as I said, there would be multiple ways to run your Lambda. Here I said that users would be hitting directly starting the start button, but usually we have multiple other ways. We will check that. And yeah, so first thing, and one thing that you need to remember is this Lambda is a stateless. Okay, stateless. I'll tell you what that term mean. I'll just write here serverless and stateless. Okay, so now I'll say what stateless is. Stateless means, for example, you have your Lambda function here, and for first invocation, first time you invoke this Lambda, your code will run, right? Your code will run, say, hey, hi Pranit, something like that. Hello world or something like that. For first run, you have some output, right? Okay, and in this it's the same Lambda function when it is invoked in second time, I mean second invocation, like maybe after 1 hour. Okay, first time you have, here in this example there are parallel invocations, right? But
Yeah.
forget about it. This is a normal invocations, like first time it
Yeah.
invoked at a certain time at maybe 1 p.m. and you got your output, maybe ran for 10-20 seconds and your job is done. So you got some output. Okay, after 1 hour you are invoking this second time. Okay, for different purpose, or if you wanted to run second time. So what statelet means is it won't remember the first run, like what it happened in the first run.
Okay.
Clear this point? This is
Yeah.
very easy. So basically there would be multiple invocations, right, of the
Yeah.
same lambda. Like there could be multiple times this lambda code needs to be run, and you are trying to trigger this, and in the first time your job is successful, and second time when you run it after some time, even then your job would be successful, but the lambda would not remember what it did in the first time, and
Okay.
that would not be shared, or in the second run. So basically stateless means is it has no memory. Just imagine that. Imagine that this lambda has no storage or memory to remember what it has done in its previous execution.
Okay.
Clear or still confusing? I can explain you. This is
I
a
mean,
pretty.
I mean, I got this point. I mean,
Yeah, it has no memory. It is like very dumb, and it don't remember last time runs, what it did, what was
I
the
mean,
result, what was the output. That's it.
okay,
So
okay,
only when the second invocation comes, it will only concentrate on that particular execution. Who invoked? That's it. But previous who invoked, what happened, it won't care. That's it. That is called stateless.
okay,
Okay. And there is one concept called, I mean, you can ignore this, but I'm just saying for your awareness, there is something called cold start and warm start, like cold and warm. So what cold and warm start, as name suggests, when you are, maybe trying to hit a bike, like in a very winter season, or, very cold season, it would take some time to start, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
try to imagine, like it's very cold outside, your bike, maybe due to some engine oil clogging or something, when you try to start it, it won't start in the winters, in the mornings especially.
yeah,
You need to kick it like a couple of times and then
couple
start.
of times,
But
yeah,
whenever it's warm, like whenever it's all, once you started, maybe after 5 minutes, it's very easy to start it second time.
yeah,
Getting it right? So similarly in lambda functions also we have cold and warm executions, where maybe if you're not running your lambda for 4 5 hours, it goes into cold state. And for
okay,
first invocation that you do, it gets the output, right? It runs your code, it gets the output, and now this will become warm. And for immediately if you do a second invocation to it, it will be taking a little less time to compute, like as we have the times, right? Like how much time did it take to run. So if it is a cold start, it would take some milliseconds extra, but if you run it immediately, it becomes warm, for the so that in the next runs it would take little less time, very little, negligible.
okay,
Okay, just to remember, because as the time taken affects the cost, for warm invocations it would be little less costly,
okay,
because cold invocations take lot of little more time compared to warm invocations. Okay, clear till here?
uh, yeah, yeah.
Right, sure, right?
I mean, what do you mean by the invocations? Like,
Invocations means request. Like for the example, this user has requested to click the start button. Let's imagine he has pressed the, for example, in the same bike example, invocation or triggering means clicking the self start button or something like that.
okay,
Getting it? So that the engine starts. So what's the engine here? It's lambda function. Okay. And how you invoke it, either you kick, if you have kick rod, you kick it. If you have self start button, you click it, right, in the bike. Similarly invocations, or these people that you are seeing here, right, the requests, invocations, triggers, it's all the same. We will be covering that now, exactly
okay,
now. So but clear till here, right, the concept
yeah,
wise?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. So you have your lambda function. So this is the symbol. Now these are ways to trigger or invoke. So whenever I say trigger or invoke, it's the same meaning. Start. Just the basic meaning is start, to start your lambda function. That's it.
okay.
ways to invoke. And so first basic thing is like using event driven, like using events. So first thing is events. In general, what is an event? I mean, in general English terms, event is something happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever something happens, we call it as an event, right? Generally. So in AWS also, whenever you do some task, like be it in your bucket, S3 bucket, you have uploaded a PDF file, that's an event. What kind of
Yeah.
event? Upload event, right?
Okay.
So similarly, you have other things like when you deleted a file, it's a delete event. Similarly, there has been some change in, um, some database, some table, some new record got inserted, rows, columns you would be having, right? Some new record got inserted, some new row. So that is event, like insert event. So basically anything that happens, we call it usually as events, right? So events are, one of the most important way to start your Lambda function. So when something happens that would trigger your Lambda, you can configure that. So that is how the importance of Lambda comes into picture. So first thing is events, the major thing. Okay, second thing is a schedule. You know what schedule is, right? So on a defined schedule, for example, if you want to invoke or start your Lambda function at a daily a certain time, like a daily, 12 a.m. this should run on Monday to Friday. This is a schedule. Here it's
Okay.
an event, but here it's a schedule. The difference is event, you don't know when it is going to happen, right? Do you know like at what particular time that file would be uploaded to S3 bucket? No, right? So it is uncertain. Like maybe at a random time, S3 bucket can be uploaded with the file, right? You're
Yeah.
getting it? And at that random time, as soon as the file is uploaded, you need to start your Lambda function. How do you do it? You choose events. But if you want your Lambda function to be executed at a certain time, well defined time, that at daily 12 a.m. My Lambda should run no matter what. So at that
Okay.
time you go it with schedule. Okay, predefined schedule. Okay, when you choose event, when you choose go with the events type, your event driven thing, your Lambda may or may not be triggered, because if there is no file to be uploaded, I mean if there is nothing uploaded, your Lambda never executed, right? But
Okay.
in a schedule based, no matter if the file is uploaded or anything, depending on the schedule, it will daily run at 12 a.m.
Okay.
You got this? This
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
important.
Okay.
This is the most important thing. Let me explain if you did not understand. What is an event? What is a schedule?
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Pranit, I can hear you. Did you understand what event is? What schedule based invocations are?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So these are the two major things, where we can say like how this would be invoked, and we would be seeing both things, and we would be I think if you are good, like we can go ahead with the hands-on.
Yeah. I'm good, sir.
I'm good. Okay, you're good by till here. So let me share my browser now. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yeah. It's visible.
Sign in using a root user email. Okay, now that we have logged in, first check this thing that you are in Mumbai, in the closest region. Okay.
Okay.
And second thing, we are into S3, so we need to get ahead with Lambda function, right?
Lambda.
In this
Yeah.
in the search bar, just type LAMBDA Lambda. You would be having this. Okay, I'm opening it in a new tab because we might need S3, in this use case. So if you see here, there are three lambdas, my old lambdas, but we would be creating a new function. So Lambda, we call it as a Lambda function in the full name.
Okay.
So okay, got it. So Lambda function, first thing you need to hit is create function from scratch. Okay, click on create function, just like how you did create bucket in S3, you do it. And there are few options like how do you want to create your Lambda, but we need to choose author from scratch, like because we need to write the code as per our wish, right? So
Okay.
first thing is author from scratch, give a function name. How do you want to, you can just say, you know hello world or whatever you want to do, like give a name for your function. Okay, and there are certain rules, like it can have hyphens, underscores, you know no spaces, but you can create any name depending on this rule. And now, as I said, Lambda function supports lot of languages, be it Python, Ruby, Java. If you see, I mean, the end goal of Lambda is, Lambda offers you to write your code and deploy it in it, right, without worrying servers. So the code that you write, what would be the language of it? It's offering all these things. So in our case, we would be going with Python, right? But it's saying in Python also we have different versions. If you see a 3.9, 3.8, 3.11, right? If you
Yeah.
see here, and the latest, if you see above, these are the latest supported ones. And if you see Python 3.12,
One, two.
let's choose this. Okay, just click create function, author from scratch, give a function name whatever you want for your Lambda function, and then choose Python 3. Choose any Python, but I would recommend Python
Latest.
3.12, latest version, and leave this one as is, everything as is. Okay, regarding IAM, we would be seeing now, like depending on the thing, but uh, leave it default, create a new role with basic Lambda permission. Don't do anything, just click on create function.
Okay.
Okay, you see it's saying successfully created hello world function,
Okay.
Lambda function, and it's saying to invoke your function with a test event, choose test. Okay, so what does invoke mean? Invoke means to start your job, to start your Lambda function.
Yeah.
Click on test, it's saying that way. So if you, yeah, if you want to, run your, Lambda in a test environment, you can choose test. Otherwise, you can directly also do it.
That may
So
cost, right?
yeah, even the test will cost, because test is itself is running your code. So
Yeah.
this is how your Python code looks like. I'll make it less complex to you since you are beginner to Python. So one main thing that you need to remember is there is some method called Lambda handler. This is very important. Lambda underscore handler. So this is a method in your code. So since this is a Python code, this should be going to be your main method here. And within that method, you need to write what you want to do. So for example, if you want to print something, as I said, hello world or something, right? Hello, hello, this is AWS training. Okay, this is just a print method, print function.
Okay.
So we are just saying hello. This is an AWS string, and when this Lambda executes, this needs to be printed. I'm removing this to make it easier for you. We don't need that. So one thing you need to remember in Python code here in Lambda function is definitely you need to have this Lambda handler method. Okay, and Lambda handler is a method name, and we call these two as parameters or arguments. So we have two parameters to our method called Lambda handler. One is event, one is context. Okay,
Context. Okay.
forget about context, that would be related to this like within the how much time this Lambda is running and all those stuff, but we would be more focusing on event. Who invoked this is what event says. Like as I
Okay.
said in a diagram, there could be multiple ways, whether it's schedule or event based, right? So who invoked it, how did they do? All the things, all the data would be present, present in event. So if you want, you can also print the event. First, we'll see the print hello world, and we'll see the next thing. Clear till here?
Yes.
So basically, this is Python, and you have one main function called Lambda handler, without which your Lambda would not run. So this is mandatory Lambda function, and whatever you do within that, like within under this Lambda handler, that would be your code. So I'm in my code, I'm just having one line which is print hello. This is AWS training. That's it. This is my duty to print this whenever I
I
execute this.
mean, what is Lambda handler? I didn't get it. That.
So Lambda handler, I mean, so in Python, we have something called methods. So if you
Okay.
want to run some code, you need to, get into methods, right? So how do I explain this? Hmm. So just imagine it's a coding language that, that requires a method definition, and
Okay.
within that method, whatever you do, that would be printed, or, do some operation. Like, I'll say you one thing. Okay. In Python programming, you have something called variables, and you need to attach some values to it. For example, a equals to 10, and in the next line, I am doing b equals to 20, right? So this is
Okay.
understood, right? A equals to 10, b equals to 20. And now I will say print, in the quotations, I will say sum of a plus b, equals. Now I will add it. A plus B. So it's some kind of thing. So A is 10, B is 10, and sum of A plus B would be 10 plus 20, right? 30, right?
Yeah.
So whatever your logic is, the code, the program that you have, you need to write under Lambda handler.
Okay.
Okay, you got this? So what is our code doing now? First, it will print hello, this is training. Okay. Hello, this is a AWS training. Instead of AWS training, what we'll say is hello, this is code, this is the code to add two numbers. Now getting it? So
Yeah.
we first we are printing this line, okay, and then we are actually adding like a 10 plus 2, and that would be the sum. I'll just say sum is. So whatever we give it in the quotations, right, it would be printed as it is. Like here, if you see, we gave in quotations hello till this quotation. So this will be printed as it is, no change when the code executes. Okay, here also this would be printed sum is within these quotations as it is. But if you see here, we did not give quotations for a plus b. Okay, meaning this computation would be happening like 10 plus 20 would be happening in the behind, and the value would be printed.
Okay.
You're getting it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
So we need to put the print in everywhere, right? When we use the code or something.
Yeah, print in meaning if you want to get the output, I mean, if you want to visibly see what's happening, you need a print statement. Okay,
Okay.
I'll make it easier for you here. What I'll do is I have defined variable called a equals to 10, and defined variable called b equals to 20, right? And now I
Yeah.
am defining a variable called c, and within c, what I'll do, a plus b. Clear?
Okay.
So what C would be assigned? So first we are assigning A with 10 value, B with 20 value, and C we are not assigning any number, but instead we are assigning the names, the variable names A plus B.
Yeah.
So now what A plus B will be having? 10 plus 20, that is
30.
literally 30. So C would be containing 30. Here I would be printing sum is, instead of A plus B, I will say C. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clear, or any doubt? This is
No. No. No.
I mean the basic program.
Okay.
So A, B, and I'm printing C. So once you have your code, just save this. How do you save this? Click on deploy. It's saying you have undeployed changes. Deploy.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you click on deploy, successfully updated the function. Meaning now your code is saved. So once your Lambda function is created, you have done your coding, click on deploy so that it is saved. Now, how we need to test it? Like, for example, you have run all these things, right? How do you see the results? So that is when you click on test.
Okay.
Click on test here, or else you can go ahead with this part also, but you can do it from here also. Let's see from this one. This is the regular way. So test. So you need to give an event name. So it is one time thing, like for example you want to give like test run. This is a test drive, you are running your code, and just leave it as it is. Don't do anything, just give a test event name, click on save. Okay, and now we will be testing it. Click on test. Okay, you can see the results here. Hello, this is the code to add two numbers. The sum is, instead of C, it has printed 30.
30. Okay.
Okay, so similarly it will show you how much time it ran. So report also, end report duration 1.95 milliseconds, build duration 2 milliseconds, and for this milliseconds you would be charged, like it's also saying 25 unit duration. Okay, for this many number of seconds you would be charged the amount.
Okay.
Okay,
But it's not showing any kind of amount over there.
amount it won't show. Amount you would get in bill generated once you
Oh,
generate the bill at the month end.
okay, okay, okay. Got it.
Yeah. So if you want to run it again, just click test from here. The test run that we already have, and output. You can see it from here also. So hello, this is a code to add two numbers. Sum is 30. Okay.
Okay.
So now I'll just try to print along with this thing. I will try to print the event. This is important. Look at it. So I'll remove all these things. Okay. I'll remove everything. I'm just removing. Okay. I'm just printing event, which is passed as an argument as is. I don't know anything about event, but I'm trying to print what event looks like. Okay, you got it. So you don't know anything about the event that is present here. So I'm trying to print the event. Okay. So I have made the code change. Now I need to redeploy because it's not saved, right? So
Yeah.
whenever you do some code changes, you need to deploy it again. Okay, successfully updated. Now you run it again. So I'll tell you what event contains now. Click on test, choose the test run that we just created. And if you see here, this is the output. You need to see in between start and end. So function start, function end, and whatever it's there in the middle, that would be your print or whatever. Previously also, like in between start and end, we had that sum is 30 and all that stuff. Okay, if you see
Yeah.
here, it is saying key value, key value. Do you do you know from where this is coming from?
No, sir.
Any idea? Okay, so as I said, we are just printing the event. So event is a this thing, key value per dictionary, and that is the event, right? So now let's see from where we got this. So basically under test, we have created event, right? With the name, what do we call, test run, right? So under
Yeah.
test run, there is a, I said leave it as is. So there are certain things within it. So this is the event that it is printing.
Okay.
Okay, so as I said, forget about everything. Just remember event as something. Who invoked this is an event. Like who invoked this, that would be event, and you're trying to print it. So in our case, what was the who invoked it? It was a test run. The event name is test run, and it has this data. So it is printing this data.
Okay.
Okay, and coming to the other types of events, as I said, you events can be anything like file upload to S3 bucket, like some deletion. All these things are called events, like something happening, some event, right? We can implement such a way that whenever a file is uploaded, your Lambda function should be triggered instead of we clicking test button each time. If your requirement is whenever a file is coming into our folder, our bucket, right? This is our bucket, yesterday's bucket, right?
Yeah.
If you remember, AWS training October. So whenever a person comes and uploads a file into this bucket, as soon as a file is uploaded here into this bucket, your Lambda code needs to be executed. If that is the scenario, we can implement that also. In that case, the event becomes the file. The file upload becomes the event. But
Okay.
in our case, the event was we clicking the test option, right? So that was
Okay.
the event. But here in this case, file upload is an event. This
Yeah.
is this point clear, Pranit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, right? So event, I was just
Uh,
talking about
can you
different events.
can you explain it again, please?
Yeah. So you have your code, right? This is your
Yeah.
code, Lambda function. Once you're done with your coding, you click deploy. Okay,
Yeah.
right? So next what happens is how to invoke. What does invoke mean? Start your code execution. Like since you have already coded, now you want to utilize it, the code. It needs to be
Okay.
executed, right? So the way we do is either events or a schedule based. Like you can schedule this entire Lambda function to run on a daily 12 a.m. or daily 12 p.m. depending on our use case. Daily one, I mean every hour. So we can even schedule it, or the main option, the other option is using an event. So
Okay.
the event can be file upload. So whenever you upload a file, right? Like some file, like when you click, for example, I'll do one thing. I'll show you how to upload files. Right? Yesterday, you created an object bucket, and within bucket, I'm just trying
Yeah.
to upload a file, and I'm not creating a folder. Directly, I'm uploading a
A
file
file.
into my bucket. Click on upload. So it is uploaded success. So now my bucket is containing one object, right? So
Okay.
the if the requirement is, so whenever a certain object or any file is uploaded, automatically as soon as the file is uploaded, my Lambda function should started. You're getting it?
Okay.
So this is the requirement. For example,
Okay. Okay.
are you getting it or still
Yeah.
confused?
Yeah. 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 Sorry, I'm good.
I'm just trying to say file has been uploaded to the bucket.
Yeah. It automatically should be.
Printed this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, automatically it says file has been uploaded successfully to the bucket. So this is my code. Okay, my code is pretty simple. Just print this line, don't do anything. Print this line saying file has been uploaded successfully to the bucket. And next, I also need event, like which file uploaded. I mean, as I said, event contains the data, like who triggered this Lambda, who invoked this Lambda. So we also need to know that, because if you just say file has been uploaded successfully to bucket, we don't know which file. I mean, if you upload 10 different files, 10 different Lambda, 10 executions would be happening. 10 times this would be printed separately. But if you want to know which file uploaded this, you need to print the event also. Okay.
Okay.
The changes, then click on deploy.
Okay.
Okay, now your function is successfully deployed. Now if you see here, there is something called, okay, here is the Lambda code, right? So now once you go above the Lambda code, you would see different sections here. So first thing, function ARN. As I said, ARN is a unique identity for
Yeah.
any resource that you create. So this is ARN for your Lambda, and the name is hello world. Okay, and now this is your Lambda hello world, and you see something called add trigger option here, the plus symbol. Okay, now what add trigger means is add a event which starts or invokes this Lambda. So our invocation would be this bucket, right? So whenever someone comes and uploads a file to this particular bucket, our Lambda should be invoked. Is
Okay.
this clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Sir.
Or do you want me to explain again?
No. 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 I'm good.
Okay. So now that you have your code, for manually testing and running it, you click test, but in real time you would not be coming in here and clicking on testing
Yeah,
test
yeah, yeah.
again and
So
again,
it
right?
do it automatically, right?
Automatically when file uploads, this should be
Okay, it gets
executed. This
tested
code,
automatically.
this code part, the highlighted
Okay,
code part should be invoked. So now
okay,
I will do that using add trigger button. So click on
okay,
add trigger button. Okay, now it is giving you, okay, what kind of trigger do you want? What is our trigger? S3 bucket, right? S3 is a
yeah,
service. Okay, choose the service as, there are a lot of things which actually are supported, but just choose S3, type S3,
okay.
type S3, and now it's asking
Bucket name.
bucket name. So what is your bucket name? AWS training October
Training and
2024, right?
yeah.
So it is showing all the available buckets in your AWS account.
Okay,
So I'll choose my this bucket. Okay, and now it's asking what type of event. By default it is choose all object create events. So they let it be. Don't get confused. This is like for what kind of event this lambda should run. Like whenever you delete a file or you upload a file,
yeah,
you know, move a file, rename a file, all that stuff. But let it be all object create events, meaning all
okay,
new files would trigger your lambda. Okay,
okay,
and now the important thing here is these two are optional, although these are important. So for example, you have lot of files and the requirement is to trigger your lambda function only if it is a PDF file.
okay,
Getting it? So maybe you upload pictures or music, but that should not invoke your lambda. Only whenever you upload a PDF file, like your lambda should be invoked. You're getting it?
okay.
I mean, this point clear? The last point?
Can you can you repeat again, sir, about this point, a particular point?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So if the requirement is you have your bucket right created, right? AWS account,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
AWS training October. You have this bucket created. Okay. Now what do you do within the bucket? You upload lot of files, right? Okay. You
Yeah,
upload PDF files, this file, that file, whatnot.
yeah,
You
yeah,
upload
yeah. Such
everything.
kind of okay,
But if the requirement is, you should only trigger your lambda whenever you
okay, okay.
upload
If uh-huh.
if it is a PDF file.
Okay, okay.
Got it? So maybe you
Only
might
if
up.
okay, if I wanna do only an PDF file, I could include in that, right?
Yes, yes. So basically, I mean, you can upload any file here in the,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh, but your Lambda trigger should invoke the function that we wrote, right? That is hello world function that should
yeah.
be executed. The code should be printed only when if it is a PDF file.
Okay,
And how do you do that? You have this one suffix. Okay.
okay,
So I need to include that dot PDF. How do you identify a file? Based on the end type, right? Dot
yeah.
txt, dot pdf, dot mp3, right? So depending on that assumption, we are giving suffixes dot pdf. Now only the files that are ending with dot pdf in the name. Okay, only the files that are ending with dot pdf in its file name would be invoking your lambda.
Okay.
Okay, I just clicked on add trigger, choose the S3, what bucket, and all
I mean,
object creates.
if I got any MP3 file or like text or something, I can do that too, right?
That too, right? Yeah, you can.
Okay.
If the requirement is to invoke your lambda, print your the code. I mean, hey, the file is uploaded successfully.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whatever files you want, you remove this. You just remove the
Okay.
suffix, and this would be triggered for every damn file that you upload into your bucket.
Okay. Okay.
You're getting it clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
But for our
Okay. If you
example.
want to do the only particular file, I can include that over there.
Include
Okay.
the suffix. Yeah.
Okay.
Similarly, similar understanding is for prefix. So suffix is the one that says ending with, right?
Ending. Yeah.
Prefix is the says prefix means starting with. For
Starting with.
example, yeah. So for example, if it says it is if it the file only starts with Nivas Reddy, only then invoke, you can add the prefix.
Okay. Okay.
Clear? So for our example, let's take dot PDF. Okay, it's up to
Yeah.
us. We can remove also. So click on this checkbox and add. Okay.
Yes.
So if into code part, code remains the same. What does our code do? Code says file has been successfully uploaded to the bucket, and we are just printing what file. First line print as it is. Second printing what's the event. I mean the event is file upload. So we would
Yeah.
get
I
that
love
all the
that.
details. Okay, so this is
Okay.
already saved. And now that we have, see, you can see the diagram now. Previously it was just add trigger. Now if you
Yeah.
see our lambda function, there is a connection from S3. So whenever an S3 file is uploaded to bucket, our bucket, this would invoke our function. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, now let's try uploading. So this file was already existing, so we will delete it. Anyways, that won't be matter, because only the new files from now onwards would start your code invocation. Okay. Now I hope we should get an error due to IAM, but we'll try. Upload, add files. Oh, this is yeah, this is a PDF, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning this our code should run now. As soon as our file is uploaded, our code should run, right? Upload, upload successful. Got it. Now you have your file. Now you will go to your lambda, and there's something called monitor.
Okay.
Because since we were using test here, the code was printed here itself. Like whenever you click on it, like you are seeing the output. But in real time, it won't be that way. Like you need to check the logs. Actually, there is something called CloudWatch, and
Okay.
you need to check the logs there only. Don't worry, CloudWatch I'll tell you in detail. And for now, just imagine for checking the logs. So what would be
Okay.
logs containing? Logs would contain our print statements, like whatever you gave, right? Under print, file has been successfully, print this,
Yeah.
print that. All those things would be logged into, your CloudWatch logs.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm opening the very latest one. So it would be from top to bottom. Like the bottom one would be the old, and the latest one would be on the
Okay.
top. So since we just uploaded file, we just uploaded file a couple of minutes back, and we will try to see you know this one. So you're seeing it. The print
Yes.
file has been uploaded successfully to the bucket, and in the next line, what did we print? We printed the event, right? Like who
Yeah.
uploaded it. So this is the event. So this is what event looks like. If you deeply observe this, it says what is the event source? It says 3. What's the region? It's the
Yeah.
Mumbai region, AP South. Time. At what time did it upload? Event name. What's the event? Object created. Because it's a new one that we uploaded, right? So all the other unnecessary things also it prints. But major thing here is for us is bucket. What was the bucket name? AWS training.
Yes.
And what's the ARN of that bucket, the idea of the bucket. Now the object, what is object means file. So
Yeah.
as I've been saying you from starting, every file in your bucket is called an object. Okay, no matter what PDF or what
Yeah.
MP3, whatever it's all considered as object. Clear?
Yeah.
So if you see here, object key means the file name. So it
Yeah.
says University AWS docs. There is some value here because there could be some space or some uncompatible one, but it's just converting that. So University AWS PDF dot PDF is the file name. The file size is some KB, some number, 1200 KB or something. So this is
Okay.
how the event looks like, and this is what we manually printed. So if you go back to your code, first line, file has been successfully uploaded is this line, using which it got printed. Okay. So immediately after this print line, there is another print line, which is event. So event is the one that you're seeing here. This is the event.
Okay.
You got it clear till here?
Yeah. Yes.
I hope you, I mean, this could be quite new things, lot of new things for you, but just try to grasp the concept. Like, event is the one that, invoked or started your Lambda, and we are just printing that event. So what was
Okay.
our event? Event was our file upload event.
File
So
upload
whenever
event.
we uploaded an object, that became an event itself. And when we printed that event, it got printed itself, like what,
Yeah.
who invoked this, all that stuff. And within the other print statement, we just wrote whatever we want. Hey, it is successfully uploaded, kind of thing. Okay, clear till here?
Yeah. Yes.
I think we have covered, like, pretty much about the Lambda functions. It is time for you to, do some scenario, as you asked yesterday. You were asking, right, to if you get any assignments.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the assignment would be, I strongly recommend to do it, because for you would be forgetting if you do not do any assignments, like maybe
Yeah.
after 1 or 2 months. So that's the reason if we practice them, you would be remembering for a longer time.
Okay.
So the assignment would be log into your AWS account. Okay,
Okay.
log into your AWS account. Go to S3, create a bucket, any
Okay.
bucket, like
I create a bucket. I put. Okay.
okay,
And
first.
I try to run the Lambda too.
Yeah. So first create a bucket, okay, empty bucket. You don't have any objects in it. First it would be zero objects. Then in
And
another tab, search for Lambda. Okay, open your Lambda function. Then you remember what we need to do. First create Lambda function. Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
choose Python 3.12. Okay,
Mhm.
then everything, remaining everything, be it default. Okay, and
Okay.
once your Lambda function, you have some predefined code, dummy code. Remove everything, just have this one line, define Lambda event, and under that, you can write your give a
Okay.
when you give a tab, meaning this two lines come under Lambda handler. So if you want
Okay.
to do anything, you enter do something. Okay, but
Okay.
this should always, within a tab space under your Lambda handler. That's how Python works. Okay, just
Okay.
a heads up. So under print double quotes, and in the brackets, write whatever you want. So now your assignment would be, you need to add a trigger to your Lambda function, and trigger would be the bucket that you created. And
Okay.
instead of PDF, your Lambda should invoke for all .txt, text files that you
Okay.
upload. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
You're
Sure. I
getting
got.
it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I got it.
So the
So
assignment
you
would
want
be,
me to do on the text files? Okay.
yeah, whenever a text file is uploaded, you should say in the print message, hey, a text file has been uploaded, and you can print the event. So
Okay.
so that it would be easier to understand which file actually invoked. Print the
Okay.
event and text file. So I hope you understood the assignment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Sir.
Okay. And to view the,
Do
whether
you, so and I mean, do you want me to run the test too?
test not needed,
Okay.
because I mean, if you run, you can run, because if there are any errors in your Python code itself, you can run tests. We can see that. So if
Okay.
you just follow this, give a same now. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. This is give one tab, and in the second line also give one tab. So it should be consistent under your Lambda handler. So
Okay.
whatever you do, it should be consistent spaces here. Okay,
Okay.
and print, a text file has been uploaded, and print that file, which is event. That's it. And you don't forget to deploy. Once you deploy, don't forget to add a trigger. So if you do not add trigger, and if you keep on uploading, it won't do anything. You
Okay.
understood, right? So only when you add a trigger, this Lambda would be notified whenever a file is uploaded, and this would be run.
Okay.
Okay. And once you set up the infrastructure, the new bucket, this one add trigger. Now before uploading, open the monitor tab here, and click on view CloudWatch logs, so that
Okay.
you need to see all the logs, how it's happening, right? As we
Yeah.
just saw here. So once this is done, you go ahead and upload some txt files. You can create, if you don't know how to create, just easy, like create any. in a notepad, open any notepad and
Yeah, I know
type
that.
something, and it should end with this. While saving, it should end with .txt, the file.
Yeah.
And once you upload it, you go to your CloudWatch logs, that you click from here, view in CloudWatch logs. And initially they would be empty, no logs. But as soon as you upload and refresh it, there would be one log, the latest log.
Okay.
See it.
Okay, sure. I mean,